Hi, I'm Michael Frank, Biamp's Sales Director for Eastern Americas. I'm joined by Eric Murphy, our General Manager for Modena in the Americas. We'd like to introduce you to a wireless collaboration solution that is a new Biamp technology introduced at ISC through the acquisition of HRT. Eric, would you tell us about the value proposition that Modena would bring to touchless projects?
Thank you, Michael. It's good to be here with you today. Be happy to. Let me bring up a presentation we've got that we talked about, and I'll drive basically through the Modena piece we have been working on. Biamp acquired the Modena project earlier this year. Very excited to be here. And it's really a great addition to the Biamp family, and I think we can add a lot. And then really, the emphasis on today is really the Biamp value add-on and on capability, because Modena really is a link to some other solutions that I think we'll talk about as we go through here. But it really addresses the solutions for a changing workplace. And we understand that's a major element of our environment today. The world of work is changing as we know it, and it's changing how we use our spaces, which is real critical to our overall conferencing and collaboration growth in the space today. So Biamp Solutions can really help you manage that change. And we're going to start off by talking about the Modena solutions themselves today. It's a product of three members of the Modena family. And it's really a wireless presentation collaboration solutions. And language is very important here. The Modena solutions are capable of supporting multiple meeting modes. So one unit, multiple meeting modes. It's also capable of supporting multiple meeting rooms. We're talking about Modena Server. One device, multiple rooms with which you can empower a number of different spaces. Gives you a lot of scalability that can fit into different kind of organizations and also accommodate various needs, both inside traditional device display conference rooms, as well as the emerging space of impromptu ad hoc meetings in open spaces. So if you look at the conference room technology today, it's definitely changing. Certainly in this existing environment where protective gear at work may challenge some of the existing microphone technology. So we need better performing microphones. A lot more devices that we bring in ourselves to limit touching other surfaces. So an increased use of BYOD. And as we know now, every meeting has a remote participant. It's just a given that some folks are going to be at work, some are going to be working from home. And the other thing we're really realizing is because of that fact, every room needs to become a UC conferencing room environment as well. So a lot of changes in technology. And again, Biamp is really moving in a forward direction to help you accommodate a lot of this change. One of the ways we accommodate that change is creating bundles for what is your core business and your core use today in the traditional device to display conference room. A lot of popularity around Zoom rooms, Teams rooms, and Google Meet environments. The Biamp Tessera bundles are really designed to enhance the audio experience and overall improve the capability of that kind of meeting. So the Biamp Tessera bundles are a real great addition to the core use of traditional device display conferencing rooms today. What we want to help you do is kind of think outside that room, think outside the box, if you will, by adding Modena into these kind of environments. Because open plan workspaces were already becoming dominant even before the current health risks we have today. With Modena, you can really expand out into the other spaces where folks are gathering to work, not only for social distancing, but as a way to just do impromptu ad hoc meetings in unassigned areas. And now that has to include video conferencing. So from a safety standpoint, the term contactless and touchless really defines Modena today. The family supports BYOD and really removes the need to touch anything but your own surface. Wireless connections eliminate dongles or wires or any other surface or cabling that might require continuous cleaning after the room is used every time. It removes the need for new cable runs. Some of what we're seeing in existing conference rooms is the conduits are full. There's just no more capability to run cable into those types of environments. So again, it gives you this real flexibility. There's a safety element to it. It gives you that ability to just eliminate the number of shared surfaces required in a meeting that we have become accustomed to. With Modena Hub and Hub Plus, you can even use it for digital signage means with which to transmit other types of health and safety messaging. So shared touch screens, no dongles, no cables, you can reduce and eliminate almost all of that kind of capability in the existing environment today. So Modena Hub Plus, the in-room collaboration capabilities are not meant to compete with the Zoom and Team and Google Meet rooms, These are an addition to. This is a margin-rich extension to your core business, to your core use. Your building Teams rooms is a great project, but you can think in terms of adding Modena into an existing, an additional room, or 10 or 15 or 20 more rooms. It really allows you to be a thought leader in this marketplace by bringing these kind of creative solutions into your environment. Modena gives you the traditional wireless sharing of device to display. Modena products were introduced into the market 3 years ago with wireless USB, virtual drivers that allows you to eliminate cables, HDMI and USB for Zoom, Team, and Google Meet meetings. So now you don't need to have any cables connected to your own device. We've also introduced rebroadcasting, content rebroadcasting, what we call device to device. This is a unique element that Modena brings to the market. So not only do you have the traditional device to display capability, but up to 12 participants in a single session can now share content from their devices, and whatever content is shared on the display can be rebroadcast back out to the other participants, clearly changing the dynamics of how far you want to choose to be from the screen, or someone might be in your field of view, but the content's just not prepared properly for folks at the end of the table. Each Modena Hub and Hub Plus can operate with 3 different modes, and this is easily configured from the web console administration area. 3 modes: huddle mode, up to 12 participants, your classic huddle space or small, medium-sized classroom or meeting room. Meeting room, if you have a larger group of people, up to 24 participants, can be in an interactive session, sharing content from each device to the display and then rebroadcast out to other devices as well. The third mode is built out of our relationship with education environments. Auditorium, think of a larger venue, a large classroom. In auditorium mode, you have the capability as an instructor or a presenter to present content to up to 150 viewing participants. So up to 150 connections can be made to Modena Hub or Modena Hub Plus in a one-way broadcast where you can ingest various types of content to be received by up to 150 participants. And auditorium mode brings us to another solution that fits into that same category: crowd mics. Today in large venue events, it's very common to have a microphone you'd hand around to different participants. Based on today's needs, some would refuse to participate in that kind of environment. With crowd mic technology, you can use the mic on your mobile device to press and talk and ask a question. So it really augments the kind of technology that Biamp can bring to the auditorium large venue event, where you have Modena and crowd mics that can work together and create a very unique environment. Connecting to Modena is something we continue to work on and trying to fine tune. We introduced the product with an application we download from the unit itself or off of our website. And that includes all the elements for what we call our virtual drivers to use the wireless USB, as well as some other unique solutions for private rooms and some other security. But you can also use a standard browser, a Chrome, Edge, Chromium version from Microsoft, or Firefox. So 3 of the major browsers you can use to accomplish all the presentation and receiving functionality you have on the app. You can also use the wireless USB function from the browser. You just need to download the standalone virtual drivers to allow you to use the web. So you have easy access through an application you can download on your Mac or your Windows. From iOS, for iOS or Android, download it from the appropriate stores. And then the browser itself is just a very easy means to connect for casual users, guest users, or those who choose not to have apps residing on their devices. The third product in the family is the Modena Server. And Modena Server can be deployed anywhere. It's a server device. It can sit in a server room, it can sit in a computer room, a data closet on the floor, essentially providing coverage and extending the capabilities from Modena Hub and Modena Hub Plus into open space environment or into different environments altogether, perhaps lightly equipped AV spaces. So one Modena device gives you 7 separate meetings that can take place in 7 separate sections of an office or a campus or a building. And each one of those sessions can have up to 12 participants. So 7 sessions in 7 different places with 12 participants in each one of those meetings. So it creates a very flexible and a very economic, low-cost platform with which to begin to distribute collaboration capability in a conference room that might have a lightly equipped AV environment, or in lobbies, cafeterias, waiting rooms, open spaces, huddle spaces designed for ad hoc collaboration, or in an education environment, in study pods or open dorms or open study spaces outside the library. A lot of flexibility with the product. So 7 meeting spaces per device. It gives you flexibility to do it in your office, traditional conference rooms with just a display, or out in the open in the cafeteria style, cafe, kitchen style, or even picnic table outside in the quad if you have Wi-Fi outside of your building environment. Because we do what we call the device-to-device content rebroadcast, it's not absolutely mandatory to have a display to have presentation capability. Some products in the marketplace today, if you do not have a display, you don't have a collaboration session. With Modena, because we do device-to-device, you can choose to start a meeting and begin to share content from your different devices without the requirement of having a display or scheduling a room or finding a room that just might happen to be open. You can start that session wherever you are and wherever you have that kind of access. A new feature that we brought to the market is called multicam BYOD conferencing. And we talked previously about having wireless USB inside the traditional conference room when you have device to display capability. We can also give you video conferencing in the open space environment or the space without a display and other AV resources physically connected to Modena Hub. With Modena Server, I can have up to 4 different people in the same session. And when we start a Zoom or a Microsoft Teams or any other kind of UC client, when I select the Modena resources, now what I'm doing is pulling the video stream from up to 4 different devices connected to that session, whether it's an iPhone, an Android tablet, a Mac, or a Windows device. We're presenting those 4 images to the far end in a quad view. Very unique, very creative, and gives you a lot of flexibility. And if you are wanting to be in a different mode, by hitting the keyboard spacebar or long touch on your device, you can go into active speaker mode, so I can touch when I want to be seen. So video conferencing in this environment, very unique, very different, very creative, a lot of flexibility about where you can use these kind of technology. The last piece, should you decide that whatever you're doing you want to put on a large screen, our Android app that runs on my Samsung tablet can run on a smart TV or on an Android media player like NVIDIA Shield or Amazon Fire TV. With those devices, now I can at will choose strategically placed displays that are made available to me to bring into that session. The same user interface exists on that TV, so you can choose which room to be able to join. So very creative solution for both the traditional conference room, when we have device to display, and outside in the impromptu, the emerging bring your own device space for impromptu meetings in different kind of open space environments. And I just want to give you an idea from a cost standpoint with Modena Server and how it can be effective. The MSRP for Modena Server is $2,400. If you divide that by 7, that comes out to $342 per session. So that's for a meeting room that you can have anywhere in your organization. For that, you get the device-to-device capability, so the ability to share from one device to the other. You get the ability to bring in a Wi-Fi enabled display, so whatever we're doing here, we can present on a larger display if we want. And you also get the UC, multicam UC conferencing capability. So 3 of these features are all part of that base package. There's no subscription fee, there's no licensing, there's no ongoing warranty or maintenance fee. It's just part of that initial purchase price, part of the Biamp value add, so you can budget for a specific purpose. The other element that comes into play is if you start to deploy Modena servers, you really begin to expand your capability of different locations where you can have this open collaboration. So 4 Modena servers in a large environment on a couple floors gives you 28 different private independent sessions. And each one of those sessions can have up to 12 participants. So we're really seeing pull in the open space for this kind of technology to satisfy impromptu quick meetings. But it also plays into the ability to think about sound masking. We've seen a lot of sound masking being installed into open spaces already, and that's going to continue to grow as this technology becomes more accepted. And we start to have not only just collaboration of people speaking, but you think about UC conferencing in open spaces. So sound masking becomes another element that becomes part of the Biamp solution to enhance the overall value add to the traditional conference space and the emerging space where all these different capabilities come together. So as we started in the beginning, we definitely understand the world of work is changing, not only because of the current situation, but because of the driving emerging technology that's available today. So we're here to help, and we're going to try and help you manage that change. Michael, thank you.
Thanks, Eric. Well, this wraps it up for our introduction to Modena. Oh, one question. How do I sound?
You know, Michael, you sound really good. I was going to ask you what you might be using for your Speak microsystem.
Well, thanks for asking, Eric. I'm speaking with you via Devio, one of Biamp's UC collaboration solutions. Would you like to learn more about Modena, Devio, or other Biamp innovative technologies? You can visit www.biamp.com, or if you'd like, you can also email myself or Eric, respectively, at michael.frank@biamp.com or eric.murphy@biamp.com. Thank you for your confidence in Biamp. We look forward to making your next collaborative experience extraordinary. Bye for now.